Guys, earlier today we learned that Giannis snaked Dame Lillard on his way out.
Well, you know, they did inform Giannis Antetokounmpo they were doing this, right?
Okay.
This was a conversation with John Horst. Giannis is on vacation with his family, obviously. Now, did they tell him they were waiving Damian Lillard in order to facilitate this? I don't know the answer to that. But he did know about Miles Turner, and I think he was excited about Miles Turner because he's played against him. He knows how good he is. He does, as they just explained, he does so many things well that they need on this team. I think that Sean said something very interesting earlier in the show, and I keep hanging on what he said because I listen to every word that man says. He said, if by the end of the offseason, Giannis looks at what they're doing and likes where they are, he's going to look himself in the mirror, right? At the end of the offseason, that's the closest I've heard for anyone to put a date on when Giannis is going to have that conversation, when he's going to make it, whether it's a decision or have a conversation about his own future in Milwaukee. And that jives with what I've heard before. You know, usually moves of that stature, they don't take place until later in the offseason. People need to see how things settle.
Right.
And so I think when he said end of the offseason, that was something new to me. And let's see, as Brian said earlier, is that needle moving? Is that enough? Is this enough? But he did know about Miles Turner, and I think there was an alignment with the franchise and Giannis.
That's right. Giannis sitting somewhere talking about, I didn't know. Yeah, we knew that you knew, Giannis. And now Dame Lillard knows that we knew that you knew. That makes sense? Giannis Antetokounmpo basically snaked Dame Lillard on his way out. He knew that the Bucks were waiving Damian Lillard. This is on par for Giannis. It does not surprise me at all. If you guys remember the Jrue Holiday situation, Jrue Holiday was stunned that he was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. However, Giannis was welcoming Dame Lillard and he was ready to go. Didn't seem too fazed about Jrue Holiday, his teammate, maybe friend, who knows, at least great teammate that won an NBA title with him in 2021 was in Portland. And, you know, it didn't seem like Giannis was fazed by it. So an article dropped, yesterday talking about Giannis was basically dumbfounded that Dame Lillard was waived by the team and he was upset about it. To me, I'm like, what are you talking about? It's just like the LeBron and Lakers situation. A team that is tied to a superstar that they're trying to keep, especially in a contract year, just like Giannis right now about to enter free agency. And LeBron, this past season, he re-upped right now, right? We'll see if Giannis re-ups too.
You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you keep procrastinating over and over. No, do it right now. Been all day on the phone anyhow. Why are you making it complicated? It's easy.
But especially those superstars, you think a team is not doing everything they can to not make them happy? You think they want to upset Giannis? You think they want to do things behind his back? No. Ramona Shelburne reports there that he was called about the situation with Miles Turner, and he was ecstatic about it. So, in my humble opinion, I believe Giannis knew that Dame Lillard was getting waived. You think they're going to tell him that Miles Turner is about to get signed, but, they're going to stay silent on Damian Lillard getting waived? No, they're going to tell him the full extent of the situation. We're waiving Damian Lillard and we're signing Miles Turner. But, you know how it goes. We've seen this many times before. We've seen superstars claim that they didn't know. Especially LeBron, always talking about the front office moves on their own. We didn't know about this situation. But a lot of times, like I said, if it's a superstar that is on a contract year and the team is obviously built around that superstar, they do not want to do anything to upset them. they're not gonna keep things from them. They're gonna get their word on this situation. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think if we made this move? And if, the superstar is not into it, they're not gonna do it because it upsets them and they leave in free agency. However, if they're ecstatic about it, like they're saying Giannis is, there's a potential that he stays. Same with LeBron. LeBron says he didn't know about Luka. However, they made that move. He was ecstatic about the situation and he re-upped with the Lakers. If he was upset about it, if he was annoyed that they didn't contact him about, getting Luka Doncic, he probably would have moved along and been like, this team does not care about him. Giannis, in my opinion, moves in a sneaky way. We've seen it before. Giannis, we know that you knew. And now Dame Lillard knows that we know that you knew. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Peace.